Hello, friends and listeners. Welcome back to Party XP, and we are doing a special episode here. We are calling them the bonus stages. These are going to be two short games that me and Jeff here will be kind of throwing at each other. These are short, little 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, like kind of like little short bursts of games here, and we're going to do two in one episode. That's kind of the whole idea behind this bonus stages kind of deal. Say hi, Jeff. We're back now, right?
Hi, Jeff. We're back now, right?
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, we're back. I'm back from vacation. I had a nice week in scenic Cape Cod. I'm back and ready to record.
Yeah. We've had a kind of like a small break here on both of our ends. He's at vacation. I have a couple more coming up as well, and just so that we have some stuff continually coming out. We have a couple of other ideas that we're kind of trying out here. Some of these things again are kind of short and sweet. We can kind of get a couple more games under our belt, and really talk about them in a relatively short sprint manner. Basically, I'm gonna throw my game out here first for you, Jeff. I have a game for you called Helltaker.
Sweet.
Have you ever heard of it?
No, but it sounds awesome and
Okay.
up my alley.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna let you know what this game is, and I want you to let me know if this is still up your alley. Okay. So
Yes.
Helltaker is a free indie puzzle adventure game with dating sim elements.
Go on.
So this game was developed by Polish developer. I'm gonna butcher this name. I'm so sorry.
Leave it in.
Lucas Piszczors.
Leave it in.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And was developed basically over like a estimated 1 year period collectively. And it basically is just a short game about sharply dressed demon girls.
I'm in.
You're in?
I'm in.
Okay, I'm surprised. I thought you were gonna call me a degenerate for throwing this game out.
I mean, yeah, you are a degenerate,
Well,
but
yes.
I'm in.
Okay, cool. So here's the plot of the game. You are a Helltaker, and you want a harem of demon girls. That's it.
All right, I'm in. All right, I'm in.
Gameplay wise, it's a couple short puzzle stages. Is really cute designs. There's some short like visual novel screens and like stuff like that. And basically, the main game is short puzzle stages with the end goal of reaching a demon girl. Like you kind of like it's kind of like a small puzzle maze type of deal.
Got it.
And you answer a question appropriately when you finally get to the demon girl. And if you answer wrong, you die and you start the level over.
Oh.
Or she joins your harem.
Okay.
Yeah, and relatively simple. There's a move limit. Like you can only move a certain number of times within each level.
Got it. Okay.
And you can kick stones, and that costs like a movement. You can you dodge traps when you're moving around, and you collect keys to open up chests. And there's like I think like only technically like 2 endings for this game, and relatively easy to get to. But it's a fun game. I played it a while ago. This game came out in 2020, May 2020. So and I remember just seeing it. It kind of took over like my feed of like Steam games, and again, I'm very into anime and anime related things. And this game's not exactly anime, but like it has that dating sim element. So this definitely made its rounds within that community.
Basically, one of those isekai harem animes.
Yeah,
with puzzle elements.
Yeah, basically. So this kind of caught my radar. I saw a lot of content, like spicy fan arts of it, online, and I was like, "What the hell is this game?" And the designs are pretty cute, and I was like, "Okay, I'll play it." And yeah, it was a fun game, relatively quick for me when I played it, and it's just like one of those things. I'm like, "Yeah, why not play it? It's free. It's on Steam." And I think they also ported it to Switch eventually. I think there's a way for you to like load it onto your Switch because there's no official version of it on Switch. It is out there. There's a pretty big fan base about this game, and people even do like custom levels and stuff. So pretty cool. Okay, so that is my game, and we're gonna go ahead and move it over to Jeff, and he's gonna show me his game that he's gonna have me do.
Yeah. So I can't believe that you've never played this, and so it's finally time for you to play this gem, the sequel to the 2010 smash hit Octodad. It's Octodad Dadliest Catch. Leave it in. Octodad Dadliest Catch. Developed and published by Young Horses. You might know them now as the guys who made Bug Snacks.
Oh, okay. Whoa.
Yeah, I had no idea that they were the same guys that made this. I was like, what have they been up to? And sure enough, yeah. So they've been busy working on Bug Snacks, but they got their start doing the 2 Octodad games. And this, like, the whole point of this is you're somebody's dad and you take your kids to the aquarium. Like that's the game.
Awesome. I've seen a little bit of this game. Yeah, it's just one of the things that I'd never played it. I saw it when it made its rounds on like YouTube. You know what I mean? Like when everyone was
Yeah.
kind of playing it and kind
Yeah,
of
you
like
talk about a game
the
that's
hilarity.
dominated feeds and been all over content creation. I mean, I think everybody. I know Donkey has a really great Octodad. I'm sure Markiplier has an Octodad.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. This is one
I
of those
think
games
Matt
that,
Pat probably has done it too. Who knows, man?
yeah, probably like one of those like kind of like what's the other like Untitled Goose Game? Kind of like those games, right? It's like short,
Yes,
but like
exactly.
it kind of just catches everyone's attention. It's like a short burst of just fun, basically.
Yeah,
Uh,
no, this is definitely a about 2.5 hours maybe of goofy fun. It's such a fun little game, man, and I was happy to buy it when I bought it all the way back. Jeez, I mean, it's been 2014. My God, yeah.
oh
So
man, 8 years.
yeah, it's
There
been a
we go.
minute, but it you know what? I have no doubt that it holds up. It's goofy. It controls like shit on purpose, but I think you're gonna have a real fun time with it. To be honest with you.
Awesome. Yeah. Again, I'm looking forward to actually get playing this game after all the YouTube videos and like playthroughs that I've watched of this game. I'm actually looking to actually try it myself. Cool. So there's gonna be a short break here, and within a couple hours, we're actually gonna be back to record again. So this will be like a day thing basically, and we'll be back again after a short break here.
Yeah, see you then. All right, folks, it's been 24 hours. Lakan, what'd you think of Octodad?
So starting off with Octodad here, this game is goofy as all hell.
Uh-huh.
It's a fun game. Like I thought it was gonna be like more of like a rage game. You know what I mean? Just because of how goofy and how like not like difficult, but how awkward it is to move the main character. But like once you kind of like mess around with the first couple levels, you kind of like get a feel of how to move around in this game and how to actually
Right.
like you. It's kind of like hit the space bar. I played on mouse and keyboard by the way, and I tried a little bit of
Mhm.
controller because I saw there was an achievement for it.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, like there's a lot of achievements in this game that are kind of like funny and more just like, hey, just try this out in the game if you can. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, just go ahead and do it. So I was like, okay, sure, why not? And so I played with mouse and keyboard. So you hit space to switch over between your controlling your quote unquote legs and your arms, right? Your one arm, I guess. And yeah, like once I got like comfortable, I was able to do a lot of stuff in there. Like it was actually like kind of easy for me to move through like most of the tasks. There was a moment though, like where I was like, I feel like I should be moving faster than this, and that was specifically the first chase with the chef in the supermarket.
Right, right.
And I was like, I already play on high sensitivity, like my mouse is on a relatively high sensitivity, and I'm dragging towards myself. I feel like I'm not moving, like I should be moving right now, but I was like, I feel like I'm getting caught by this guy like 3 times, especially the first 2 levels, which are pretty relaxed, right? Your like your house and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, cool. So this is basically just like letting you kind of free reign do stuff without having to worry about alerting anybody else to your presence as an octopus, which is kind of funny because very clearly you were an octopus in a suit.
Correct.
But I like that the game is like kind of self-aware like that. The story is pretty short, pretty funny, but yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah, I mean that's about it, right?
Yeah,
It's
it's
just
really
it's a
simple.
goofy little game.
It's so funny because I also like thought that the chef, and I was like, my first thought was when I saw the chef speaking of it in the supermarket level, because when you actually have to deal with people like looking at you and trying not to hit shit while people are
Mm.
around, I was like, okay, this one's a little more difficult just because now I see the bar filling up. I'm like a little bit more aware now, like like I can't just like just drag my shopping cart and just smack everybody else's shit out of there so I can grab my stuff and go. But when I saw the chef in that level, right, I was like, I feel like this is racist. But I don't know towards who.
Right.
Because the character looks, either he looks Asian or he looks like an older man with with like squinty eyes.
Right. I was thinking some kind of European.
Yeah, especially with the accent, right? Yeah. I was like, I don't know if this is racist or not, but I think it's meant to. I don't know. Like, I don't know if it's meant to be, or it's like just kind of meant to be like a joke, I guess, that he's a chef who's like some sort of non-American chef, basically, who's like who like I don't know, basically suspicious of you being an octopus.
Right.
But I was like, yeah, either way, fuck this dude because he's trying to murder me.
Yeah, apparently this guy's name is Chef Fujimoto.
Fujimoto.
Which
Yep, I looked that up afterwards.
I was gonna say, yeah, you couldn't You could have fooled me that this guy was.
He floated.
First of all,
He floated between like a Japanese accent and like a European accent. I felt like
that's what I thought, man. He sounded more like European. I had no idea that he was a Japanese chef, and he doesn't really look that Japanese.
no.
He kind of looks like a Muppet, actually.
a little bit. He has that big old head, kind of goofy looking.
Yeah, with the big
like the big
rectangle
flappy,
nose.
like a big floppy head too. I feel like, you know what I mean. It's not like, you know, like your wife and kids, their mouths move a little bit more normal, but this guy looks like Ike from South Park. His head just
Yeah, a
flops
little
up and
bit,
down.
right? He's a Canadian.
He might be Canadian. There
Yeah,
you go.
that's
We
true.
figured it out. Oh yeah, speaking of having, I was like, I was like, oh, how do you have kids? And then my mind went to a dark place, and I tried getting out of there. And I was like,
Look, man, he's just an ordinary guy. That's how.
I was like, just don't. Yeah, exactly. I was like, don't think too far into this. I'm gonna go into a weird part of the internet if I start looking. And and like, I actually had the thought in my head. I was like, I'm scared to look past the first page of Google about this game because I'm sure there's some. You know, like when you just get like to the weird degen stuff of the internet. I was like, I'm scared that it's like one page over from like people just saying this game's a fun romp, into people like making spicy fan arts of this game, and I'm like, I'm good. I will.
Could you imagine?
That's what I'm saying though. I'm scared of it because the internet. The internet's a weird and scary place, and I'm.
Jesus Christ!
And I want to stay away from there as much as possible. Basically, just running through my notes here, and again, I just basically just wrote notes down after I played the whole game, because again, the game's short, like 2 hours. I think I beat in about an hour 45. I had to play in 2 sessions because I played it for an hour and then I got distracted because I was supposed to play with Apex with my friend last night. So I was like, okay, I got an hour in. That's fine. I can finish this later on. So we played Apex. Went to church in the morning. Then I did. Then I came back home and I'm like, okay, I can bang out the rest of this game now, which I did. And it was again relatively short, about an hour 45, 2 hours to finish the game.
Yeah, real nice stuff.
Let's see. I'm just reading down my notes. Oh, once I got to a certain point, I just started circle walking everywhere. I don't know if you know what that means. But like,
no.
So when you like, again, left click is your left leg, right click is your right leg, right? So I would kind of like click and then swing my mouse in like a J pattern forward, like, you know, down then back up forward to move him around. So he just basically spun around the world.
Gotcha.
And that's how I traversed everywhere. I was like, here's how I schmoove. This is it. This is the peak of movement in this game. This is the tech.
Sorry, I just banged into my microphone. Leave it in.
Oh, good. I don't think I heard anything anyway. You're fine.
That's fine.
But yeah, I was like, yeah, this is the wave dash of this game. This is I'm just basically spinning around like a ballerina, just moving around this world. I'm like, yo,
exactly.
This is
mastered.
This is clearly the speedrun strat. I've got it.
Yeah, you've mastered the movement tech. You got it.
The aquarium level is that was the first time I actually had an annoying bit in this game. Where the escalator part, while escorting your daughter out of the dark sea area, the deep sea area, yo, I thought I was moving good, especially once I learned how to like do that like circle spin walk. But because you can't spin all the way forward because you'll hit the wall, I would get stuck. So I had to start like doing the whole J thing again, like, you know, like one leg swing it out wide, pull forward, other leg swing it out wide, pull it forward, kind of deal. And I was like, yo, this sucks. Like, why is it so fast? And I was having like not a lot of trouble, but like enough to be like, I get like halfway up and like I get tired. I have to like shift my mouse again, just like, okay, give me a second, let me put this thing down real quick, and then start going again, like reset. And I was like, that part was like really funny and kind of annoying. But yeah, the shark level, I didn't know if I had to like click or like move my mouse to the right during it. I didn't know what the deal was. I died like 4 times in that chase sequence. That was the only bit where I really died a lot. But that shark chase sequence, and I also realized if you buffer like the first couple, again, I'm speedrunning strats, this is it. Like if you buffer your first, like, you know, water swim move kind of deal, you can get like a 2 pump head start ahead of the shark. Like you beat the cycle basically. So like
some Octodad speedrunner is going to stumble upon this and be like,
I'm sure they know already. I'm sure they do
too. Actually, you're right. I'm sure they know already.
I mean, I'm on the leaderboards, obviously. I'm just so sick of this game. And then last level, yeah, like, why is my son tied up? I mean, I'm sure he's tied up because he's a little shit, but like,
yeah, pretty much.
And then
he's the mad kid. That's why.
Yeah, he's an annoying little kid. And then I like how they just broke the, like, they just like, you know, you come out not dressed in your suit, right? When Fujimoto's like holding your family essentially hostage, right? And they're like, "What is that? Oh my god, it's an alien, an octopus, Dad!" I'm like, what? You guys didn't notice? And I was just like, "Thank you for just being like for like being self-aware." And you know, again, I think this game is pretty aware, obviously, of what they're doing. It's very funny. And also, yeah, fuck this guy for trying to kill my family. Like he tried to murder my family. Fuck this guy.
Because you're an octopus.
Yeah, and then like you beat him by showing him compassion. I'm like, no, fuck this dude. I would have let the place burn and left him tied up.
Jesus. Okay. The darker corners of Octodad, Dadliest Catch have been found.
And then after I finished this, again, like my thoughts, you know, I wrote these notes. My thoughts were like, again, it's short, it's goofy. I thought it was gonna be a rage game, but it plays surprisingly and controls relatively well, like all things considered, right? I thought it was gonna be like a co-op situation. You know what I mean? Do you remember co-op?
Yeah, I remember co-op, of course.
Yeah, so listener, if you don't remember co-op, it's that like, was it like a runner game where like you play
as a track and field runner.
Yeah, you play Q, W, O, and P on your keyboard to control your knees and your ankles. So like it's like one of those things like you can get good at it, but it's just like no one else thinks it's intuitive.
Right.
So that's what I thought this game was gonna be, but or like you know, like a getting over it or like a jump king type of thing. No, it's like short levels. They're fun. They're quick, and there's like a moment of like difficulty, but once you kind of get going, you're good to go.
By the way, the guy that made Quap is the guy that made Getting Over It. He also made GURP, which is a rock climbing version.
Yeah, I remember GURP. Yeah.
I love GURP. I love GURP, but Quap is like impossible.
It's classic. It's classic to get into though. Like I remember like, you know, being in like middle school and like, you know, we have 10 minutes at the end of the class, especially near the end of the school year, like, you know, getting close to summer. And you can kind of just hang out. Like there's always like two computers in the classroom, so you'd play like slime soccer. Or Quap in the background. This is like
Mini Clip Pool was always the game.
Mini Clip Pool. There we go. That's another one too. Yeah, those are good days. But yeah, like, you know, this game I thought was gonna be kind of like that, like a rage game. But no, it's a fun short game, and I also didn't realize like there's an overarching story. I mean, obviously, it tells the story of you meeting your wife in the past, right? There's like a flashback sequence. But I didn't so I thought that this was like a remake or a redo of the first game, but then I looked it up and the first game did not come out, you know, that much longer either, like only a couple years, right, between the first game and this game.
Right, so the first game was kind of like one of those Game Jolt games. I think it was just kind of like a free download or whatever, and then this was a commercially released game.
Yeah, so they ended up expanding out the story a little bit and just making more levels, essentially.
Right, and then there's actually like a budget behind it, and you know, it's not that the first one isn't well made, but you know, I think even they'll acknowledge that, you know, the second game is probably better made.
Oh, I'm sure. Like, you know, especially if you have like the support to do so, you know what I mean? Like, as much as like people want to make video games for their passion and all that stuff, you got to get paid. You know what I mean? Like,
of course.
That, like, I understand the first couple that most companies will do or independent developers will do is like, you know, it's usually like a passion project, and then that allows them to fund like a bigger project they want to do down the line, which is like, you know, that's kind of how it goes essentially now. Right. Which is, you know, as much as I hope for all companies to like pop off and, you know, make something that they really, really want to do, and hopefully people come around and like pick it up and enjoy it. I have one other thing here. Here's the last stuff that I skipped over earlier. In the aquarium, where your quest was to give your wife 7 gifts. There's like 9 games, and I played all 9 because I'm a gamer. And,
right, of course.
Yeah, and I got all the prizes because I assumed also there was gonna be an achievement. But no, I just did all the games either way.
Damn.
And yeah, but yeah, I even beat the guy at air hockey, which is funny because he loses literally after you hit the puck once. And he has some funny dialogue lines of like, you know, I was like, oh, like you think
that's right. He doesn't move, right? He just kind of like stands there and
then like reacts after it's already gone into the goal.
Yeah.
But he goes like, oh, you think you can come to the table with Michael or whatever his name was? Like, you're 10 years too early, son. And then you hit the puck like awkwardly once and it just goes in, just kind of coasts right in there. And then he's like distraught about losing. It's like, bro. But yeah, fun short game. I really enjoyed it. How much was this game again? Trying to
When
remember.
I bought it, it was like $15, but it's probably always on sale at this
I
point.
wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it. And for $15, considering the fact that like, especially if you're like an achievement guy, there's a lot of achievements in here that like that you can kind of like go around, and it definitely adds more gameplay to this game. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like throw the ring onto your wife, which is kind of funny. During the wedding bit in the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
and then like what is it? Like plug a controller in. That was an achievement, straight up. just go do it. I'm like, okay, sure, why not? And then
I'm gonna try to play this on Fight Stick.
ooh, can you do that?
Probably.
You got to be able to, right? Yeah, because technically activating on controller, you activate your limbs or your legs, with like pressing like a button to switch over. I think so. Like technically, if you have like a RB or LB on your fight stick mapped, I think you can technically.
I do.
Ooh, there you go. So basically, you're just quarter circling your way to victory.
I might just do that. That I haven't played this game since 2014. I might just do that. That
Yeah.
sounds like fun.
Yeah, again, just to find a fun way to just try to mess around with this game. That's the nice thing about these short games, and like
Yeah,
you
for
can
sure.
kind of just mess around and do whatever the hell you want, which is pretty good, which is pretty cool. Yeah, so that's about it. That's all I've got. That's all I've really got here. Again, I was schmoovin'. I found the speedrun strat. Again, I'm basically on the leaderboard at this point. Fuck the chef. Fuck Fujimoto.
Yeah.
Try to kill my family. And yeah, it's a fun game. I'm definitely gonna see if I'm gonna get my hands on the free first game just to play those levels as well. Might as well.
I mean, if you Google it, you'll find it easily.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Don't worry
I looked it
about
up.
that.
I saw the link right off the bat. I was like, okay, cool. So these guys already published it themselves. It's free to play. Just go ahead. So yeah, I'll get on that eventually. Okay, so now I guess for the second half, but I guess for your game, Helltaker, what did you think?
Yeah, I really enjoyed Harem Simulator starring Bruce Campbell. I thought that was really a fun game. I had a real good time with it. Took me about 45 minutes to clear all 10 levels. Most of that was the final boss fight. But yeah, man, I really had a good time with it. I thought it was cool, and I think it was perfectly paced. I think it was any more would have been too much, and any less would have been too little. It was, 10 stages, right? Varying levels of difficulty to get through everything. I think it's the perfect little sort of like quick hit kind of game. And I'm better off having played it, I think.
Right? It's a good game. This game came out during, again, was it 2020? I think you said it was.
I think so.
And everyone's stuck inside, and this game just dropped out of I'm not sure if it's out of nowhere, but at least it came onto my radar out of nowhere anyway. And yeah, again, the guy made a game because he wanted a game about sharply dressed demon girls, and definitely awoken something in me. I think I enjoy pantsuits.
Yeah, there were plenty. I did like how Hell is basically framed as if it's a corporate entity.
Yeah,
which makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of bureaucracy going on down there, which is pretty funny. Well, since this is again kind of like a harem, like a light dating sim element here, who is best girl?
Oh God.
If you want to pull it up real quick.
Is it a cop out if I say the angel?
No, it's not. That's a lot of people's favorite characters, actually.
Oh, all right, that's good.
Yeah, because it's funny, right? Because in the epilogue, like we are so you brought everybody, all the demon girls back to Earth, right? They live in your home together, and you talk to each one of them. You get like a short little blurb of like like some like flavor text and like them interacting with you, kind of deal. And you could tell that she's what's her name again? Is it Azazel?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, hold on. Let me pull this up. Let me get all their names here. Helltaker characters. Yeah. Also, be careful when searching this game. There's a lot of spicy fan art out there. a lot. So I just go to the wiki. Just
no.
Yeah.
You don't say.
Surprise. Yeah. Sharply dressed demon woman. In an anime-ish style game, or like not anime-ish, but it's like it's a dating sim game, so or referencing game. So yeah. Yeah, Azazel. There we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's a lot of people's favorite character because you can see her as like as a angel, right? But she's kind of becoming like a fallen angel because like her pupils start changing color. You know, like her halo becomes like less and less complete. And I think like in a lot of like the fan stories and fan comics people write, she starts growing horns because she's like, you know, she's spending too much time in hell, you know, quote unquote researching demons basically.
Right.
So yeah, she's definitely like a fan favorite of a lot of people. For me, I think I enjoyed Justice, I think the most.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, Justice is the blind one, the one who like
Yes.
the cool one basically wearing the sunglasses.
Right.
Yeah, like I think again, I think like every character has their every person has their, you know, there's their favorite character, and I think every one of them have definitely have like a fan base, which is kind of funny. For considering the fact that this is like a small game, right?
Judgment was also one of my favorites. I think that's also because of the level, like the boss fight that you fight.
It goes from like a relatively simple, chill, like, you know, puzzle movement game to like a bullet hell almost.
Yeah,
Which is
yeah. No,
dope.
that was a lot of fun. That last fight was fun, and so
How many times did it take you to beat the boss fight?
I mean, I died a few times, but once I kind of picked up that, oh, this happens, so like the hazards come out in real time, it's not based on my movement.
Yeah,
It got a lot easier, and then identifying the patterns made it even easier.
yeah. It's not crazy difficult, but I think it's just because you weren't expecting it. You know what I mean? It's
Agreed.
like it goes from like, oh, basically the game doesn't progress until I move, right? That's basically how it works. Like because it works on turns or your movement count, and then
Correct.
the ending is like, no, now you have to dodge everything, and there's no limit on your movement anymore.
Correct.
Which is pretty fun. And I think Judgment is definitely a lot of people's favorite character. I've definitely seen like, you know, people in, because again I follow the artist and creator on Twitter, who is again very shameless about his you know, I won't call it a fetish. His interest in sharply dressed women.
Yeah.
And I think people like that the fact that like Judgment's kind of tsundere, but like maybe a little bit like just like she's like she happens to be like the most angry demon version of tsundere.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so she's fun.
Oh,
Yeah.
why am I not shocked that there's merch?
Oh yeah, there's absolutely merch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I should have realized.
And the merch is official, so you know if you want to support the creator, it goes to them, which is always good. It's not there's I mean of course there's other people like making, you know, their own fan merch, but again I think the guy really like, I think he just appreciates that everyone likes this game. Like not everyone, but like obviously like a lot of people like this game. I think he's just really happy that people like it, and I think even more so to the fact that there's a bunch of like modded DLC that people make for this game.
Oh yeah.
People just make their own levels. You know what I mean? Like, and that's the thing too, right? Because whenever you get with a game that's kind of open development kind of deal, you know what I mean? Like, you can really get some people who like know how to make like a good puzzle level and really go at it. Yeah, you said 10 levels, and it's kind of like it's just enough for you to get your fix, but any more it maybe becomes a little tedious. Any less it feels like too short and you're not really satisfied with it. If you do ever crave more of just like a simple, you know, like simple to play puzzle game, there are like more levels from my understanding. People are just making them of this game.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay, so before we even do any of that, I need a Bruce Campbell mod for the protagonist, or the Helltaker.
Yeah, right.
Because that's all I thought of when I saw the sprite and I saw him kind of bouncing around there.
Yeah, kind of just vibing.
Yeah, man, I was like, this is basically just Bruce Campbell.
Yeah, but horny.
Right. Well, you never know.
Yeah,
Maybe he's down bad too. You never know.
I'm not gonna judge him for what he gets on. You know what I mean? Even the sprites, right? They're super cute. They're like super tiny little chibi.
No, the whole art was great. The whole art was great. The music is incredible. That
awesome.
song was stuck in my head all afternoon.
Yeah, like that's definitely like a song that I've like definitely found like a 10-hour loop of it on YouTube and just kind of kept it on in the background at one point.
Oh yeah,
yeah. That sounds super catchy. It's like just like a really upbeat like techno kind of theme, whatever the heck it is.
Yeah, it reminds me of like 90s 2000s club music, and that was really great to me, and that's incredibly at my alley. So I really appreciated it, and the gameplay. I thought it was a lot of fun, man.
Yeah. Did you like the level? Did you like Lucifer's level?
Oh, where you, where you just walk past everybody? I was like,
you just skip the line.
I guess I just walk around everybody and push the demon out of the way. I mean, I guess it makes sense.
I don't have enough steps in here to murder everybody here, so I'm guessing I'm gonna move around it, which is pretty funny. Did you have to look up any of the answers or no?
Man, like, no, I didn't look up the answers. I looked up how to solve level 6 though.
Which one was
like?
level
I
6
couldn't
again?
figure it out, man. I couldn't figure it the hell out.
Was that the one where you had to like grab the key in the top left and move back to the bottom right, like while dodging everything?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and it had
I was always short by like 1 or 2 steps, and I was like, "What am I doing wrong?" And then I realized
I always found myself shortest step.
And then I realized, oh, I can skip like a short area, basically, essentially. Not like skip, but like it's just how you navigate yourself into like a circle. It matters. So yeah, I was like, okay, now I know what it is. I got it. Okay, but again, relatively simple. You can kind of move your way around. It's a short fun game, right?
I thought so. It was, like I said, perfectly paced, perfect amount of content, and I really would like a little more though. Like now after the fact, I think some DLC levels would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, let me confirm that. Make sure I'm not talking out of my ass here, but I'm pretty sure Helltaker does have like a mod workshop. Give me 1 second here. So Helltaker, and go to because I see more and more levels on it. I'm pretty sure, like, because I'm not. So again, I'm assuming people are like modding the game themselves. And if it's not officially shared on Steam, it might be one of those things where people are just like putting it up on GitHub or something.
Yeah.
So well, there's music playing in the background. Let me pause that before I get in trouble. Okay. Yeah, but I definitely do see like people posting levels online. So if it's not officially part of the Steam Workshop, it might be people just making it on their own end, basically. So yeah, fun game. Really enjoyed it. If you want to find more, there's more out there, and I'm sure if you go into like the Reddit or like a forum somewhere, or maybe the community hub, or discussions on Steam, I'm sure some people will probably have like a recommendation of which one to play afterwards. Yeah. So
got it.
I guess that's it, right? That's kind of it for both of our games here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's time. Let's wrap it up.
Nice. Okay. So thank you, listener, for checking in on our first episode, or our first like special mini episode, I guess, of bonus stages. Thank you for listening. Again, we've got a couple more episodes coming up in the works here. A couple of things that maybe our first step outside of just video game content. We hope you guys keep listening and continue to check in with us every week. And I guess that's all for now. Take care, guys.
Later, Gators.
That's probably the saddest way for me to go out, dying on a piece of pork chop.